Alrighty then, it's time for a Jarvan game, and this one is going to be an unusual game. Which one? Because we don't have the best composition or an AD carry. We have an AD Yorick. And I have a top lane Garen, a mid lane Diana, and a support Soraka. So I'm the only one with any real form of crowd control or initiation or any of that kind of shenanigans. So yeah, my composition is not very clean. So before this match even started, I decided I'm gonna have to be at least a little bit more aggressive. I took a more aggressive route. As of late, I had been going 9-21-0 masteries with Jarvan, but this one was 18-12-0, taking all the way to penetration, but making sure I get to the armor masteries from, well, the defensive tree. And I also took attack damage red, attack damage quints, armor yellow, and magic resistance blues. Now, I didn't plan on invading Kindred. I wanted to gank early, but my teammates already started a push, so I couldn't do anything. And since I saw that Kindred was jerking around in the scuttle crab, I decided to invade her. I do manage to take the red, and then I do something stupid. I think I could fight her, and it actually delays my escape so long that the enemy team is able to close in on me, and while they do pop all their flashes, they actually manage to murder me. And that's really bad, because I also burned my flash too in a very display of cowardliness. I died like a bitch, which is really, really sad, considering I'm an advocate for that. My teammates kill Syndra, but unfortunately end up having to burn both their flashes. Diana still dies, and we kind of give the enemy team the lead. Yorick somehow gets a kill, but don't get used to that. He's not going to get any more kills after that. So yeah, I have a rather aggressive build with Jarvan and comes in runes and masteries. And I'm deciding right now in my head when I'm playing this, do I go more damage or do I go tanky? Because you consider my team composition, we have to win in one fatal swing. Because the enemy team will destroy us if we don't kill them off quickly enough. My team is all about that burst damage, making that one big flashy initiation and just wiping out the enemy team. So I have to decide, do I take damage to assist my teammates with that, even if it's just a little? Or do I take tankiness so I can just take the brunt of the enemy retaliation and hope we can win the fight after the second round or something? So I decided to go with Warrior first, because at least, if anything, I can build some damage and then go tanky if I need to, but I'm still rather undecided about it. I definitely have to be one of the ones that goes in first to attract the enemy team, or at least set up my teammates to kill. Unfortunately, the lane phase isn't going so well. My Yorick teammates already cursing at us, saying useless jungler, useless mid lane, not helping us when Syndra's coming down bottom, and being generally a negative Nancy. Top lane, Garen is kind of getting played by the Gnar. He can't, kill the Gnar, and the Gnar can annoy him, deny him some farm, and just be a general nuisance. The enemy team is able to secure Dragon, and we're just being beat in map presence. However, the Diana seems to be racking up some good CS, so I'm banking my faith on her. I'm going to try to at least hover around her area to defend her from the Kindred or from whatever. And I'm going to make sure to feed her blues. And as you know me, especially when I'm trying to build quasi-damage, I tend to be greedy with this. Here I get too greedy. I kind of went in against the Kindred because I wanted a sniper for the double buffs, but unfortunately it caused me to get killed by a Gnar. So remember kids, don't get fucking greedy or you'll die. At least I got an assist, which is I guess the silver lining in a really, really bad trade-off. But still, you can see my bottom lane is just feeding, and my Yorick is just yelling at us nonstop. And he's saying, let's surrender in 9 minutes, let's surrender in 9 minutes. But I have faith in my composition, because we just have this very explosive initiation, and that's what I'm going to bank on. Now, since we're losing, I'm a little bit worried about team fights devolving into something more of a kind of fights that we can't win right off the bat. I mean, I'm sorry for that stutter. So I'm starting to think maybe I should go at least more tanky. I'm going to buy Ruby Crystal and Kindle Gem. 2 items that builds into Black Cleaver perfectly, but also 2 items that would build into Lakara the Iron Solari or Righteous Glory and other items rather easily. So it's going to give me the option to change one way or another depending on the circumstances of the game. And this is an important topic for junglers. When I talked about jungle Jacks and other champions, some people did not understand what malleability means. Take out any plastic thing around you or whatever, something on your table, and try to fold it. This is a really silly kind of way to explain it, but if you can bend it and then let go and it goes back to its original place, it's not malleable. If you can, if you can't bend it, it's not malleable. If you can bend it and then bend it back, and it doesn't, lose its integrity or anything like that, it's pretty malleable. Anyways, well, I'll explain that in a bit. Soraka gets killed, and I come here thinking maybe I can burst the shit down of the enemy team. And I gotta say, this is probably just the single best quality of Kindred that I actually do admire. Her ultimate is such a big fuck you to champions like me. You initiate, you go crazy in, but holy shit, this ultimate just doesn't let you burst them down. I'm too hesitant to finish my combo because it's not gonna kill Kindred. So I got fucking royally destroyed there. And that's what makes me think that, holy shit, I might have to go tanky. Because we just can't burst down the Kindred. If the Kindred gets a good ultimate when we're trying to do our big-ass initiation, we're going to be royally screwed up. That's one thing Kindred really does kind of counter. She counters those full-on explosive initiation compositions. But it being targeted is really screwy with that, so I don't really like the fact that it's a targeted one. If it was skill shot, you might be more flexible with it, but when it's targeted, you kind of have to put yourself in a dangerous position if you wanted to use it on a teammate or something. It has some usability issues, I mean. Anyways, back to the whole malleability thing. When it comes to being malleable in the jungle, it means being able to take a build that you were intending to and changing it to something else because it fits the current situation. These two items that I bought, Kindle Gem and Ruby Crystal, will allow me to go Black Cleaver if I figure out that, okay, I definitely need to add more damage to my team fights, or allows me to go Lock It Out of the Air and Solari if I need more defensiveness against the enemy Syndra or something, and so on and so forth. Certain champions can do that easily without losing a lot of power. But some champions, especially carry-type junglers, can't do that. Consider Jax. Let's say on Jax you were building a Sheen and you were working towards a Trinity Force or something. And all of a sudden, you really, really need to buy a Banshee's Veil because they keep nuking your ass down. If you do that, your power spec is going to be so delayed, you're going to be a much, much weaker Jax than you need to be. And so on and so forth. On someone like Jarvan or most tanks, they're very malleable because it doesn't matter what you build on them. They'll still be have utility, they'll still function, and they might still have good damage. Now, the enemy team is still systematically picking us off. And I'm on tilt at this point just because the Yorick is really pissing me off and I'm not pulling out the best EQs. So right now we're starting to get desperate. The teammate is starting to fight with each other. But fortunately, the enemy team is severely underestimating the immense power that Garen and the Diana have. So they keep initiating fights without taking them into consideration. So they keep getting beaten back. As you can see, the enemy Tristana got killed. I kind of just ended up picking it off. And they were repelled. However, us at the same time, too, are getting very greedy. As you saw me, I was getting greedy, and unfortunately it baited my Diana into getting herself killed. Again, that Kindred ultimate is so fucking bullshit. It's really strong, and I think it's fair, but goddamn, it's such a cock block. The enemy team goes for Baron, and I immediately buy Home Guard boots just to run in there and maybe stop it, because I think the fight might evolve into something really bad. But fortunately, Garen was able to run in there and just lawnmower everybody to death and repel them, and now we're just sort of giving him chase. I don't manage to catch the Gnar though, so that's kind of unfortunate. So, Diana gives the signal to go to Dragon. We immediately head down there, and you can see the Syndra here. By using her Q, it signals to me that she doesn't have this warded, so I immediately jump her thinking I'd have the combo to burst her down. I waited to use my ultimate just to see if she would flash, but unfortunately she ended up getting saved by the Thresh Lantern. If I knew she didn't have flash, I might have used it a lot sooner just to burst her down faster, but I didn't want to risk it. I wasn't that, I always still try to play a little bit cautiously. Either way, by the fact that I bought Phage, you can see that I decided to go Black Cleaver. This Diana is huge, even though she's only has about a 1 kill difference between death and kills. She's got a lot of farm, she's got a lot of power, so I'm deciding to bank on her. If I initiate and at least get like a third of the enemy health, on the enemy squishies, or if I manage to get the Kindred before she uses her ultimate, I'm pretty sure we can burst them down. So that's the idea at play here. I'm going full on damage from here on then. Although I believe I buy one health item just so I don't immediately die. Either way, we end up having a fight in the enemy jungle because we kind of just get caught. However, they're very scattered, and I just kind of wait for the very last moment, and then boom, plunk her down with my ultimate. So the amount of damage we can do and their vehement disorganization allows us to pretty much punish them. Like, look at this. Thresh is going to get caught right now because he gets really greedy and goes through, and he almost instantly dies. He gets, like, he ends up getting healed a little bit and survives just with a sliver, and then ends up getting killed anyways. So if in those moments, if we're able to catch a person out, we'll instantly murder them. If they get disorganized, we'll murder them one by one. At least that's the strategy I'm assuming is going to happen in my head. If we fuck anything up, we're going to get punished and immediately destroyed as well. It's like they have a lot of means of just pushing us back and then chasing us down and killing us one by one. So it has to be in that one glorious initiation. So, Black Cleaver, with the cooldown reduction on it, and the damage on it, and the fact that it built out of good components, is really good for this. You can see, I initiate on the Kindred and almost killed her with just Yorick alongside me. And she couldn't do anything. If I figured the animals there, she'd die without her being able to use her ultimate. So there's a very good fight for us because we fought them while they were in together and killed them one by one by one. And then I throw my life to try to trap Tristana, but she still has flash. I don't believe my teammates managed to catch her though, so it's a 1 for 3, and that was really good. And my death at the end was just kind of a greedy kill because it kind of went for it anyways. The enemy team goes for Baron. We go for Baron. The enemy team tries to stop us, and then Diana just blows Tristana the fuck up. Screwed up the names there a few times. So they can't get Baron safely because I'm not there. So my teammates just decide to turn on the enemy team. And once again, the enemy team is just very disorganized. They've got the squishies on the front. They've got the Gnar kind of waiting for his giant Gnar mode. I missed my EQ. I thought I was going to hit the Gnar, but it's still fine. He gets picked off. We chase after the Syndrome. My EQ finishes her off, and I go immediately for an ultimate against the Thresh to kill him as well. So we just annihilated the entire enemy team. They fight this poorly, and our damage is extreme enough that we're able to kill them before they're able to respond appropriately. So the enemy team's only chance right now is to play along with Thresh and Kindred. Kindred's ultimate will protect them from anything stupid, but they have to wait until they have either Thresh's protection or Gnar is in a suitable Gnar mode, or at least able to use it to control us, or else they're going to die. Unfortunately for them, they're getting too anxious. I think they're starting to fight because at the end of the game, they were just yelling at each other. We go for Baron, and I'm just hoping they don't initiate on us because they could punish us. But the Syndra's down bottom lane, she's off jerking off, so she's not able to contribute at all. And now watch this. Gnar, for whatever reason, is in Mega Gnar form. Bleh. So we know this. He's going to want to initiate while this thing is up, but he's not going for it. He's just kind of playing it safe. We see an opportunity to get the Kindred before anything happens, so I EQ for her immediately. My team goes on, and he activated it so well, but they respond to this so poorly that Diana's able to melt the shit out of all of them. And just as quickly as it started, the enemy team just gets grounded down to dust. So a complete and total wipe of the enemy team, except, Gnar, happens. As you can see, it was a very good idea to go damage Jarvan in this game, as I was able to contribute to my team's ability to wipe the enemy team out. Hooray for Jarvan and the Diana that carried us all.